This week is a massive week for news events. Let me show you what you need to look out for on Monday night and Tuesday morning. And I'm also going to show you how to make some money trading the pound yen. Let's get into it. What's going on, everyone? I am back for another weekend chart breakdown video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out and supports the channel. Let's get into the chart. So on the daily chart, something that I want to point out that is very, very important is that we are still in the range that I've been showing you for the past couple of weeks. Right here. So we could make this range a little bit smaller and say it's right here, but on the left we've also been ranging. So I would just say we've been stuck like this for 2-3 weeks now. So for me, that means that we're going to be expecting a larger move to be coming soon. That move could be coming on Monday night or Tuesday morning, depending on what the news announcements are. We'll get into that a little bit later. So on Friday, we can see that we had a pretty large move to the downside here, down to the bottom of the range. So we could see a break of the range, a break of the low of the range, or we could see it reject off the low of the range like we've seen multiple times. So let's see how many touches we've had in this zone already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, maybe 15 touches coming from above into the support zone, and it's rejected almost every time except for right here. So I would also be looking for a bounce. It's already starting to bounce off of it. If you had a limit order or something like that, you could be up a little bit of money already. But this move does look a little bit different to me compared to the rest of the moves that have tucked into the zone. So if we look at the 4 hour, look at the 4 hour close. 4 hour close is here, and it's closed below a lot of the previous closes. So it's closing deeper than a lot of the other ones. A lot of the other ones all closed above this 181.30 type area. This one's closing below it, which could be important. We did have an open here where price opened and shot straight up. That was a little bit different because it gapped down and then filled the gap and pushed all the way back up. But it's just something to watch out for. So we need to have multiple scenarios here ready for Monday trading. So what could we see? We could see something like this where price, it's already coming up and rejecting back down, and then it breaks the low, pulls back into 181 whole number, and it can continue short down into the lower level that we had down here on the left that I've been looking at for a while. It's this 180.30 and also the 180 level. So it could come down into the previous lows down here before we get a reaction back up long. Something to watch out for. What we could also see is something like a double bottom, where price comes back down into 180-ish area and would reject back long and stay inside of the range. Now, I would not expect us to break the range until the news releases on Monday night, Tuesday morning time. So I would expect us to stay within it. What I would prefer to see is something like this, where price bases and goes sideways for all of Monday, and then Monday night we get the break out of the range to the downside, or this would be really big news if it happened, but we break the top of the range going all the way up, pulling back, and then continuing long all the way up. That would be a much crazier move, much bigger news move. But I'll be looking for this basing, the breakout and pullback, or just the double bottom to take it back long to stay within the range. It is very difficult to say what we're going to be seeing here. So just be flexible and be careful trading Monday morning. If you're trading Monday London session, be very careful because of the news that's coming out a little bit later during that day. So a few more of the important levels that I have marked out. They're pretty much the same as what I had for last week, for both the videos last week. So 50 and 60 areas are important. This 80, 90, the whole numbers are always important here. I would stick to more of the extremes. If we stay inside of the range, I would be sticking to the area at the top of the range and the area at the bottom of the range. Go long at the bottom, go short at the top. Those are the safest trades that you could be taking because they are the range extremes. So for the news events that are coming out, for it to confirm and be more of a trending move, we need it to break either the top or the bottom of the range. So if it can break either of those, I expect a bigger break in either direction that will continue for multiple days. Okay, let's get into that news event. So, first thing I want to say about the news is Saturday, so this will be yesterday. There was daylight savings time shift, so just remember that the open will be at a different time based on wherever you're located, or it may or may not be at a different time. So for me here in Florida, it's going to be at a slightly different time, so I get to sleep in a little bit longer. Okay, let's go to this upcoming week. So the major news that I keep talking about is going to be one, yen retail sales. This isn't the major news, but the major news is the rate statement on the yen. So monetary policy statement. This is very important, especially because of everything that's been going on with the yen recently. There's been multiple interventions with the dollar yen that has affected all of the yen pairs massively. We saw one of those last week. The pound yen just shot down something like 80 pips in a 1 minute candle out of nowhere. And it's unfortunate if you're in the trade, but that's what's going on because the Bank of Japan keeps intervening with the Forex market. So what does this mean for this monetary policy statement? There's been murmurs and mentions of potentially increasing the interest rate, and the interest rate in Japan has been at minus 0.1% for years. So it's been a negative interest rate, and they're talking about potentially making it a positive interest rate. I don't know if this is going to happen, but if it does happen, the market is going to move massively. You can expect huge moves on the pound yen. So that's what I'm hoping for, because I hope it will move a bunch. You can see here that the forecast is the same. They're going to keep it at minus 0.1%. I would still expect a larger move because the pound yen has been ranging for so long, but we'll have to wait and see. So on Tuesday morning, we have the BOJ press conference. So when I'm trading on Tuesday, I'm going to try and make sure that I have that stream up to see what the guy's saying about the market and where they're moving for the interest rates in the future. This could affect the move on Tuesday morning for the London session. So I'm going to be cognizant of when this press conference begins and when it ends, because that will determine the momentum on that morning. So you can see that it's tentative of when they're going to be doing it, so they don't really know. So just keep an eye on that. There is other news events next week, as well as here we have Wednesday, FOMC statement, federal funds rate. So this is like the same news for the dollar as it is for the yen. Also really massive news. So again, they're forecasted to keep the rate the same. So we'll see if they end up doing that or not, or if they're going to increase it one more time. And then again on Thursday, look at this news. On the pound, we have the monetary policy report, official bank rate statement, same thing as the dollar and the yen, the same news release. Again, super important. So if the pound yen does not make the big trending move on Monday night, Tuesday morning, I'm going to be expecting that move to come on Thursday at 8 a.m. Or Thursday sometime late morning when they release this news. We'll have to wait and see what they release and what they say, but all of these rate statement newses are the biggest newses for each of the currencies. So you really have to pay close attention to all of these news events because they can move any of the currencies a lot. So I will expect the pound yen to break out of that daily range that we've been in this week. I hope we do, because that'll be better for us and more trending moves. So good luck trading. Focus on the news. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Hopefully we have a big move by then.